Indonesian extremists continue to throw their support behind the ISIS terrorist organization currently working to establish an Islamic caliphate in northern Iraq, as the central government announced efforts to monitor and curtail an exodus of Islamist hardliners to the besieged territory. Foreign Minister Marty Natalegawa says the government will work with countries in the Middle East to identify Indonesian citizens who may be attempting to join ISIS, a brutal terrorist organization now known simply as the Islamic State.
Saat ini sesuai arahan Bapak Presiden kemarin melalui yang diumumkan oleh Bapak Menko Polhukam, intinya yang kita harus lakukan adalah ada pemetaan yang lebih utuh tentang lalu lintas warga negara kita ke kawasan Timur Tengah. Bukan maksudnya untuk menghambat, mengganggu rencana minat warga negara kita yang umumnya dan mayoritasnya bahkan hampir seluruhnya tidak ada masalah, melainkan untuk memastikan jangan sampai ada warga negara yang ada maksud-maksud yang sebenarnya tidak dibenarkan, berperang kasarnya, itu juga tidak terpantau. Dan oleh karena inilah kita perlu bekerja sama dengan negara-negara Timur Tengah, bagaimana bisa menciptakan suatu sistem.
The government promised harsh sanctions for anyone caught trying to enter northern Iraq to join the Islamic State, including revoking a suspect's Indonesian citizenship. Indonesia has already banned both the teaching of ISIS's ideals and material support for the organization, but that has seemingly done little to prevent local Islamists from rallying behind the cause. In Malang, East Java, an organization hoping to establish an Islamic caliphate in Indonesia expressed its support for ISIS despite serious condemnation at home. The Ansharul Khalifah organization distributed pro-ISIS stickers and a magazine extolling the virtues of jihad at a recent meeting. ISIS has mounted a sophisticated social media campaign since seizing territory in northern Iraq, including the release of an Eid al-Fitr video greeting where an Indonesian radical wanted domestically for acts of terrorism urged his country to join the fight. The organization has already received the backing of jailed terrorist leader Abu Bakar Bashir, a man convicted of having a role in both the 2002 Bali bombings and the 2000 Christmas Eve bombing of churches in Jakarta. The attacks killed more than 200 people and represent a dark chapter for Indonesia's pluralistic society. He was seen pledging his support alongside more than 20 terrorists currently housed at the Pasir Putih Penitentiary, a maximum security prison housed on an island off the coast of central Java. The nation's anti-graft agency will detain Karawang West Java District Chief Ade Swara and his wife for an additional 20 days as an investigation into a graft-tainted construction project continues. Ade is accused of extorting 5 billion rupiah from developer PT Tatar Kertabumi, an accusation he continues to deny. Ade called the Corruption Eradication Commission's investigation hurtful on Tuesday, adding that the funds paid by the company were part of a compensation scheme, not a bribe. He then refused to elaborate on why the compensation money went into his pocket instead of the state's coffers.
Disuap sebagai pemeras perusahaan ini, Pak.
Itu yang saya sangat sakit hati.
Berarti bukan dari inisiatif Bapak untuk meminta uang.
Demi Allah tidak.
Itu berarti inisiatif perusahaan itu, Pak.
Saya tidak katakan demikian, tapi yang pasti saya tidak merasa memeras mereka. Tapi maaf Pak, ini kan dalam proses pengadilan, jadi tolong juga kita sama-sama punya tugas, punya kewajiban.
Anti-narcotics agents conducted random drug tests on pilots at Yogyakarta's Adi Sucipto International Airport on Tuesday to reduce drug use in Indonesia's rapidly expanding aviation industry. The industry has come under fire in the past over the use of illegal stimulants by overworked pilots.
Tes urin, pilot dan kopilot ke semua maskapai
BNN officials say none of those checked tested positive for drug use. The agency says it will continue with random drug tests of both pilots and ground crew in order to maintain safety standards at the nation's airports.
Hasil ini kebetulan saya negatif dan untuk pemeriksaan ini adalah hal yang patut dilaksanakan untuk di kalangan profesional dari pilot.
Indonesia's economic growth slowed to the slowest rate in 5 years as second quarter figures showed a marked decline in investment. The national economy expanded by 5.12% from April to June this year, as investment shrank by 0.6% over last year's numbers. The country's hotly contested presidential election was partially to blame for the slowdown, but economists say the figures were still in line with central bank's predictions. Bank Indonesia will continue holding on monetary tightening policies aimed at reining in the yawning current account
policies
and
have,
stabilizing
so
the
far,
rupiah, allow the Indonesian economy to weather the harshest effects of last year's turmoil in emerging markets. But it does so at the expense of economic growth, a significant cost in a nation that once prided itself on posting post-6% annual growth figures.